The title of this seminar is Jewelry Packaging, Do's and Don'ts. Briefly summarized, it goes through some things to remember and things to avoid when you're organizing your jewelry packaging strategy. Many parents of young children have experienced the surprise of watching their toddler unwrap a gift only to find them, a few seconds later, more interested in the empty packing box than the shiny toy that came inside. The inherent beauty of fine jewelry obviously precludes the chance of an empty ring box being more interesting, but knowledgeable jewelers see the value in wrapping up their fine diamond sales in packages that the recipient will find intriguing. Let's talk about a few things to keep in mind when you're organizing your packaging for your store. Be consistent with your image. The delivery package should be an extension of the image of the store. Consider the top few adjectives you'd like to use to describe your store, and be sure you look for packaging with the same characteristics. If your store is fashion forward, your boxes and bags should reflect that position. If you're an old line fine jeweler with a more traditional clientele, stay with a classic delivery package that will reinforce your position. Number 2, be sure your store's inventory is fully covered. When considering a new box company or box design, be certain that the line offers a suitable package for every type of jewelry you carry. You do not want to face the prospect of selling that oversized necklace only to find that you don't have a box big enough to hold it. Does the supplier you're choosing have a suitable package for items such as cufflinks or brooches, large hoop earrings, loose stones, money clips, men's bracelets, or other specialty items? Several packaging firms offer a type of multi-use pad that can hold many types of jewelry pieces and solve this problem nicely. Multi-use pads are pads with multiple perforations, slits, and wrapped wires that will make them suitable for 8 or 9 different merchandise applications. If you do not have a specific box that will work, consider fabric pouches and folders that will accommodate your merchandise. Number 3, be sure your packaging carries your brand name. Always purchase your boxes and bags with your store's name imprinted on them. You want your name to be there, front and center, when the gift recipient opens that box and sees that item. You want the impression of your name to be associated with that moment. Some people think that the box is a throwaway item that is quickly discarded, but industry experts claim otherwise, citing research that claims that the box is often kept with the jewelry on more significant pieces and considered a keepsake for many years. Your name on a shopping tote bag is important as well as it advertises your store to everyone that sees it. Be sure you order print dies in at least 3 sizes so the imprint matches the size of the box or bag. Small dies are great for rings and post earring boxes. Medium-sized dies cover most of the other boxes and pouch sizes, and large print dies are for shopping bags, pearl folders, and necklace boxes. Number 4, be sure you test your packaging for any tarnish-inducing chemicals. In the last decade or two, most jewelry box manufacturing has moved to the Orient. This outsourcing has reduced costs and allowed the introduction of beautiful boxes that involve considerable hand wrapping skills. Unfortunately, it's also meant that some control over the quality of materials used in box construction has lessened. Some materials, such as papers, fabrics, and glues, can contain sulfur dioxides that, when used in humid climates, will create emissions that'll tarnish your jewelry. Nothing can be worse for the retailer than to sell a beautiful ring gift wrapped in a nice box and have the recipient open the box a few weeks later only to find the ring is black with tarnish. Be certain there are no tarnish-inducing ingredients in your packaging by testing any new box with a simple silver disc. Clean the disc thoroughly and put it in the suspected box. Close the disc inside the box and let it sit in a warm place for a week or 10 days. Open and look for signs of tinged edges where the tarnish begins. If you see any dark areas on the silver disc, you may have a potential problem. Contact your supplier. Often, tarnish-inducing boxes are closed out on the market at super low prices. Beware of these special box offers as they can create real heartaches that outweigh. Often, tarnish-inducing boxes are closed out on the market at super low prices. Be wary of these specials as they can create real headaches that outweigh the savings. Next, be coordinated in your overall presentation. Take time to design the complete package as a cohesive marketing effort. The box needs to match the tissue, the ribbon, and the shopping bag. Be certain the different components all have the same shade of color and the imprints all match. Attention to detail here will make a huge difference. Insist your supplier get it right. Host training sessions for your sales team until everyone can gift wrap like a pro. Establish what you consider to be a properly wrapped sale and be certain your staff can meet the level you want. Next, be frugal in using your boxes inside the showcases. Using your imprinted boxes in a showcase as a display element can be a very effective tool. When used sparingly, the boxes will draw attention to the jewelry item in the box above the surrounding items. This key item application usually increases sales, so be sure the item you show is at about a 20% higher price than your usual sale amount from that showcase. Using too many boxes can, however, dilute the impact and begin to make the case look cluttered. Lots of boxes in a showcase is a typical characteristic of a lower-end store, so be careful. In addition, boxes inside the showcases cast shadows and can obstruct the view of other items on display. Be realistic in the expectations you have for a box identity. A common heard request from box shoppers is the wish for an iconic box that will instantly cause the public to shout out the name of your store and brand recognition. The most common example of this wish is the desire for a distinctive box like the Tiffany's Blue Box that will become a legend, or at least on a local level. The most common example of this wish is the desire for a distinctive box, quote, like the Tiffany's Blue Box, end quote, that will become a legend, at least on a local level. Such a distinctive packaging impression is certainly possible, but it takes the time, publicity, money, and consistency that firms like Tiffany have invested over the centuries in their brand. If you want your box to create this type of brand franchise in your local market, be prepared to support that effort with prominent placement of your new box in advertisements and all other marketing materials. Be prudent in monitoring your box inventory quantities. Few things are more embarrassing than to find out that you are out of a needed presentation box or bag when you've just closed a sale. Run a report on your store's POS system or some other method as to the sales and types of merchandise. If you plan to sell 100 rings in the next 6 months, you'll need 100 ring boxes, and so forth. Keep an ample supply of all your boxes in the store. Establish minimum inventory levels for each box and track your stock on a regular basis. Some box firms offer blanket order programs where they will pre-make and hold your boxes for you. These programs can reduce your waiting time when replenishments are needed. Keeping all these factors in mind while shopping for a packaging solution for your store can begin to feel like a complicated task. It need not be. Our industry has multiple reputable suppliers of quality packaging that are willing and certainly knowledgeable in the art of creating an effective delivery vehicle. Ask your industry contacts for recommendations. Speak to several suppliers and ask their advice as to the best solutions to your wish list. Listen to their ideas with an open mind and consider their suggestions. Be prepared to pay a bit more for a better option or better quality. Remember, your packaging is not just another business expense. It's an investment that is the embodiment of your store's image. It carries your name and with it a role in the future success of your venture. Make it effective, and oh yeah, let your kids play with the shipping carton.